It's a beautiful spring afternoon up here on the Highline, and what we're seeing taking place is the Highline annual spring green up. Teams of people going through and cutting back the plants to the ground so that they can sprout up and start doing their thing again in time for spring. This is different from many other public gardens where fall cleanup is usually the norm. Last year in 2010, it took over 1,200 hours. This year, we have had the help of about 100 volunteers, some of them local community residents, others corporate groups who we have established relationships with, and it's been very exciting for us to see everyone up here. It's a new piece to the Highline Green Up.
It's unbelievable. There's nothing better than being on the Highline on a beautiful day like today. Cutting back the grasses, finding the purple flowers that coming out to say hi to you. It's amazing.
This time of year we have new bulb foliage popping up every day in all different places. So it's really important that we keep our feet off of anything that's just beginning to sprout up. Our gardeners work with a variety of clippers, pruners, loppers, shears. Everyone has their favorite tool that they would use for this task. But we generally want to get the plant down to about 4 inches of the ground. As soon as the old growth is cleared away, it really reveals the new young green growth, which after being cut back is ready to give its full energy to doing what it needs to do for the season ahead. And we tell everybody who walks through the park at this time of year that they should come back next week, come back the week after, that every time they return it's going to be just more and more vibrant. All of the plant clippings that are generated as part of this process are stored here on the Highline and then taken in truckloads out to fresh kills where they are added to long windrows of composting materials. Once turned into a finished composted product, they're sent back out into the community for use in various gardens and landscaping sites. So when the design team set out to create the overall vision for the plantings of the Highline, they really wanted to keep it wild. They wanted to keep it looking like it looked after the trains stopped running and the self-seeded landscape took hold. To that end, Pete Udolph, our main planting designer, feels that with time to observe, time to really touch and work with the material that's growing in your garden, that's the way that you really get to know what's going on in there and all of the different phases a plant goes through in its 4-season life cycle.